Today and over the next few videos, I'm going to share a few tips that will help you combat pandemic fatigue. It's a follow-on from my other videos, so if you're new or if you haven't seen the other videos in the playlist yet, I'd recommend that you watch them in order. If you're interested, keep watching. Hi and welcome back. My name is Dr. Fiona Roche. Today we're going to follow on from the last video and look at how we can get more and better quality sleep so that we can better cope with and combat pandemic fatigue. Let's get right into it. Ideally, adults should have about 7 hours of unbroken sleep each night. What's surprising is just how few of us manage to get even that. So how can we get more and better quality sleep? The answer is to practice sleep hygiene. So what's sleep hygiene? Sleep hygiene is anything that you do behaviorally or environmentally to help you sleep. Some practical ways to improve your sleep hygiene and to practice sleep hygiene are: number 1, shutting down all electronics, including your cell phone, at least 1 hour before bedtime. Number 2, make a conscious association between the bedroom and sleeping. This means no reading, no eating, no watching the television, and definitely no browsing the internet in the bedroom. Number 3, creating a bedtime ritual. So this could be having a shower or a bath before bed, or practicing meditation or yoga before bedtime. Number 4, stick to a strict sleep schedule. So this could be lights out at 11 p.m. and wake up at 7 a.m. You have to do this even if you don't manage to get to sleep at 11 p.m. Lights out at 11 p.m. Wake up 7 a.m. And you wake up at 7 a.m. even if you stayed up all night, even if you couldn't sleep, you have to still get up at 7 a.m. And the other thing is, this has to be a strict sleep schedule. So this has to include weekends, bank holidays, and all your days off. Number 5, avoid food close to bedtime. Number 6, steer clear of stimulants such as coffee, tea, soda, and chocolate close to bedtime. And the last one, number 7, make sure that the room is sufficiently dark. Now, making sure that the room is sufficiently dark is a very interesting one. It is important to do because darkness causes the body to release melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep-wake cycles. Melatonin is primarily released by the pineal gland in the brain. Now, another interesting thing is that the amount of melatonin that's produced and how efficiently it is used is influenced by our diet, specifically by our intake of a protein called tryptophan. So this means that we can actually use our diet strategically to help us get more sleep by ensuring that we include sources of tryptophan in our diet. And of course, by combining this then with the darkened room. And the great thing is that tryptophan is not all that hard to come by, and it can be sourced from dairy, nuts, fish, beans, and chamomile. So if you're like me, you're probably thinking to yourself, that cup of chamomile tea that Gran used to get in the evening, that was very clever indeed. And how did she know? That'd be the other thing. The big thing about sleep is that you have to come up with your own individual routine, but it really helps if you use sleep hygiene principles and clever pieces of knowledge about sleep hormones and how they're influenced by your diet and your environment. When it comes to sleep hygiene, an easy way to remember the principles is to think about your own bedtime routine when you were a child. Your mom desperately wanted you to get to sleep, so she probably gave you dinner a couple of hours before bedtime. She certainly didn't let you play on the computer in the run-up to bedtime. She wouldn't have given you chocolate or soda just before bedtime. And she would have had the curtains drawn. She probably would have ran you a nice warm bath before bedtime. She would have read you maybe a bedtime story, and she would have probably given you a nice cup of tryptophan containing warm milk before bedtime. So the trick here is to really try to be nice to yourself and let yourself rest. Now, some of you might be saying, well, I've got young kids. What about me? What do I do? And I must admit, this is where it can get really tricky. I've got young kids and I know full well how hard it can be. At some points, it's, quality, quantity, everything just goes out the window. And this is my best advice. First of all, make sure to use proper sleep hygiene techniques with your kids and instill good sleeping habits in them. It will benefit you. Number 2, make sure that you apply as many of these techniques as you possibly can to yourself. Number 3, make sure to get help early. If you have a supportive family member, let them help you before you become sleep deprived. Even if you're in a situation where you have the classic stereotypical meddling in-laws, put all of that aside. Let them help you get the sleep that you need so that you don't reach a critical point later on. And number 4, failing that, if you really don't have much in terms of help, choose quality over quantity if it comes down to it. So what I mean by that is share the nighttime feeding with your partner in, say, 4-hour intervals, so that each night at least you get 4 hours of good quality sleep. It's better than nothing. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it at that for today because that's a lot to take in. Join me next time where I'm going to talk about more tips on how to combat pandemic fatigue. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. See you next time. Stay safe and make sure to sleep well. Take care.